So, what did Dexter's lab say? He said, "Me not go nowhere." It was really funny, honestly. It was hilarious, honestly. We do have a special guest joining us this evening, and I look forward to it. And I look forward to him giving us an insight into what is to come. But in the meantime, hello everyone. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome to Reggae Boyz Commentary. It's such a pleasure to have you all this evening. Thank you very much for tuning in to another video on my channel. We will have a special guest joining us in about 1 minute from now. But before that, I just wanted to give you an insight into the type of caliber guest that we do have on. This is an individual that actually worked with Coach Whitmore as coach, as a colleague, and he also worked with Whitmore when he was a player as well. There's a man that worked with René Simoes, brilliant tactician, and is doing some wonderful things in Brazil right now. And I must say, I'm really excited to have him on, and it's a privilege to call him my friend. This is none other than Alfredo Montesso. Mi amigo, todo bem? I'm not hearing your audio quite well. You can check if you're muted. I'm not hearing you clearly at all. Yes, your audio should be better now. Still an issue with the audio. Let me see if I can change the volume, but I'm not hearing you. Turn up the volume here. Let's see if this can work. Hello, can you speak again for me? Let me hear you. Okay, not hearing you. Okay. This is what I would like you to do. I want you to press the link again, and then we'll see if the audio can work for us. Please and thank you, my friend. Okay. Adam McGregor is here. Yeah, but if you guys can hear me, let me know your thoughts. That would be great. I'm working on it. I really, really am. So we're going to try this again. Hopefully the audio will work out this time. I know sometimes with technology, there can be some technological challenges. So hopefully this will work this time around. And hopefully we can have our special guest on. If not, I'll send the link again. And this should be okay. Just taking one comment first. Okay, you guys can hear me. All right, you can hear me. Let's see if we can hear Coach as well. All right, microphone. Okay, Coach, let's see if I can hear you now. All right, let's ask our viewers in the comments. Are you guys hearing Coach? Let me see the comments. If not, Coach, if you have a headpiece, earphones, do let me know. Because the comments are saying they're not hearing you at this point. If you do have that, do let me know. If not, we will try something else. But I do appreciate your time, Coach. I really, really do. I know tomorrow's a busy day for you. So I know, especially with traveling and everything, it's good that we can be able to have a chat. But the people in the comments saying they're not hearing you, I don't think he's on mute right now. We are hearing the Coach. Okay, he looks muted. Okay, guys, keep the comments coming in. Are you guys hearing from Coach? Let me make an adjustment here. Let's see if this will work. Okay, go ahead. One second. Audio check, microphone check. Cool. Alrighty. Okay, coach, you can go ahead and get a headphone and we'll see if that will work. No problem. Let's see. Okay, if you guys can hear me though, then great. I'll try one more time with coach. I'll try one more time and we'll see. But yeah, that's the latest right now. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Okay, get closer though. You can hear me. Great. And then we're not here, but it's good device. All right, cool. So as you all are aware by now, there's been some changes, especially on the women's side of things. We have Vin Blaine that will be the head coach of the Reggae Girls, and this is specifically for the World Cup qualifiers. Okay. I will mention this to him. IMAX, thank you very much. My connection? I think so, but let's see if this will work. Let's try coach one more time in a minute and let's see what will happen here. All right. I'm sure coach will be in touch with me shortly, but yes, guys, any questions or comments you do have for coach Montesso, do let me know. Any other questions that you have relating to football, you can also let me know as well. Like I said, I appreciate you joining in. Do you have any info on the Reggae Girls coach? Yes, it will be Vin Blaine. Vin Blaine will take over as head coach of the Reggae Girls team. Vin Blaine will be in charge of the World Cup qualifiers, and that will happen the February next year. That's when the qualifiers will happen. So that will be happening. So that's the latest situation on the women's side. It'll be interesting to see if you'll have the same players that Hubert Busby and of course Hugh Menzies had as well. Let's have back coach and see if there'll be any adjustment on his computer. Tell him to select the specific audio out. That's from IMAX Football. Okay. Leighton still is Blaine local. Yes, Vin Blaine was born and raised on the island. He played actually a significant role in getting girls in Jamaica scholarships in North America and contracts overseas. So he has played his role in Jamaica. Personally, I would have gone with Charles Edwards, but Vin Blaine has been a good servant. Has been a good servant to Jamaican football. Yes, guys, coach is just getting a headphone, so we're just going to give him another minute or two, and hopefully he has it. If he doesn't have it, then we will rearrange with coach. We will rearrange, so don't worry. We will have an opportunity to speak with coach. If it's not today, then another day. You know, that's technology for us, so we'll have to wait and see what happens, and hopefully this will work. Third time's the charm, they say. So let's see what will happen. But coach is back in Brazil. IMAX Football says, how will the selection process go, being that most MLS and USL players will be off duty? It's funny, you know, because senior members of the squad, of the Reggae Boyz squad, were saying today, why don't we have a camp right now? That's exactly what we need. Because when you look at things in the grand scheme of things, the MLS players and the USL players are not playing. So why not have a 2-week camp with them? If we can beg Cayman to have a friendly match with us, I don't see a problem with that. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. So, but I'm happy to speak about Vin Blaine and what he has done for the women's team. He has certainly had an impact in the past. Tyreek Madison in Jamaica should go for Jesse Marsh. I think Jesse Marsh is waiting for the US men's national team job. So we'll see. We'll try. We're going to see Lewis Bacon next window. Maybe. It's a possibility. We'll see. What are your thoughts on the new Reggae Boyz coach? I'll give you my thoughts quite shortly. I'll also answer this question as well in the next couple of minutes. Yes, Coach Minzy, big up. Hope you're doing well. The reason why I said Cayman is because of the availability of teams, and especially limited travel. Cayman, behind Cuba, is the closest nation to us in proximity, member association, so which is why I said him in particular. I know Coach is getting his headphones, Coach Alfredo Montesso, so we'll see if this will work this time around. I'm sorry, Coach, that everyone is not being able to hear you before, but hopefully this works quite soon. Once you can hear me, then great. So I will have you on, and let's see if this will work. Okay, let's bring on Coach and see what will happen. Howdy, is that Andy the Bomber Williams? Okay, let's see if we can have Coach now. Good evening, Coach. How are you? Let's see. Same. Audio, speaker. Yeah, it's the same thing, Coach. I'm not sure what's been happening. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Coach. I'm sorry. But muito obrigado for trying. I really am sorry about that. Big up Ryan LFC. Yes, Ryan. I know you must be popping champagne right now. Like he doesn't have a mic with those headphones. Okay, that's fine. Yes, he is hearing me. But the issue is that we are not hearing him. Are you guys being able to hear? So that would be important. Let me just talk to Coach 1 second and see what he is saying. All right, guys. Yes, Coach is trying to get a new headphone. We'll see if he'll be able to join us. But I did promise him that certainly if Coach is not able to speak with us this evening, then we'll rearrange because he's traveling tomorrow. So if we don't hear from Coach, we'll try one more time. And if we don't hear Coach in terms of the audio, then we'll try next week or the week after. So we'll be in touch with Coach for sure, because he certainly has a lot of information to share with us where this is concerned. So hopefully this will work out. Let's see what Ryan LFC has. Cool. Yeah. Rebel Time for Shino says one bro god. Charles Brahma says madness. Why would the JFF go for Blaine? Seems like there were better options available. If I'm going to be completely frank with you, the answer to that question is quite simple. It was a safe option. That's essentially what has happened. It was a safe option, and I don't want to say a yes man, but he's somebody that can steer the ship. Vin Blaine is the new coach for the Reggae Girls. Vin Blaine is the new head coach of the Reggae Girls. For the Reggae Boyz, it is Paul Hall for the rest of the World Cup qualifiers. After the World Cup qualifiers, it depends. We'll see. We'll see what happens after. But for now, the latest is that Coach Theodore Whitmore is no longer the head coach of the Reggae Boyz, but in fact he is been replaced, and it is Paul Hall. Let's see what Coach will try. Coach again. I know Coach will be traveling soon. Coach is going to send me a message, and I will hear from him. I wonder Wonder how Vin Blaine feels seeing Bailey play in the MLS. Osorio has not been given a contact. No, Osorio requires in maybe a gentle conversation, but nothing was serious about him. Paul Hall is interim. Yeah, he is for this particular period of time. Let me respond to coach, guys. Give me one moment. One. Yeah. Your question. So the absolute latest at this point in time, Paul Hall is the head coach of the Reggae Boyz and will be for the rest of the World Cup qualifiers. More details to follow as to the support staff and so on and so forth. But the latest that it was said is that you have senior members of the Reggae Boyz squad that are not quite happy because they love Tapa, and they feel that he should get the last 6 games to prove himself, and then after that, another decision can be made. But for right now, the decision has been made. Vin Blaine, head coach of the Reggae Girls, head coach of the Reggae Boyz is Paul Hall. Yes, Paul Hall, who has been assistant to Tapa throughout the qualifiers, he becomes the man in the hot seat. KG to Simon, tell the JFF to start a YouTube channel and make content like the Three Alliance. They have a YouTube channel. They have one. It's called JFF Live. It's called JFF Live. JFF Live, but the content and the regularity of the content, that has been the challenge. Okay, let's check now with coach. Let's see what will happen here. Testing. Okay, not hearing coach. Maybe if I email coach the link, it might help. Still not hearing coach. The comments say they're not hearing from you. Okay, nothing at all. Thank you, coach. I appreciate it. I appreciate you trying, honestly. I appreciate you trying. Honestly, it's disappointing, but we can try another evening. He's not on mute. He's not on mute. No. Unmute the mic. They say. Right now you are on mute. What device? Coach, are you using a phone or using a laptop? You can private message me in the chat. Ordenador, telephone. it's yeah, that's technology for you. Really, really disappointing. I was looking forward to speaking with coach. Unfortunate. Let me see what I can do here. Send me. Yeah. All right, coach is going to talk to me.
Deu.
Alô.
Agora vai dar.
Alô.
Okay. Hello.
Alô. Alô. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course. Obrigado, André.
Meu amigo, tudo bem? Tudo bem? Tudo bem?
Tudo bem e você, Simon?
Very good, very good. Thank you. Muito
Well,
obrigado.
man, let me tell you, I am in the north of Brazil, actually in the middle of Brazil, with my team in a competition. Actually leaving tomorrow for another team that is in competition as well. And technology sometimes, especially when you are not in your office, is very difficult to establish. Very difficult. But how are you, Simon? Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you. How's the family doing? How is everybody?
Everybody's fine, man. Thank you very much. God bless.
Very nice.
They are in São Paulo, back in São Paulo, but everybody is okay. So this is good. How about your family?
My family is also doing good, good, very good. My mom says to tell you hello and everybody. So it's really good to hear from you, see you doing well. Very, very nice. Very, very nice, you know?
Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much.
Yes. How is Walter Gama, João Brigatti? How is everybody?
Everybody's fine. Everybody's fine. You know, John Brigatti is working as a coach now. He's coaching a club in the third division in the Brazilian competition. Walter, Professor Gama is in Rio Claro. Um, Now he's enjoying his retirement, you know, enjoy himself. So everybody's okay. I spoke with Chico Santos days ago. Chico did an operation in his knee. Coach Simões is doing okay as well. I saw him in this week. He was not so good with flu at home. You know, this period of this pandemic period always is a something that put the people alert. You know, so he was, but he's fine. He's really fine. Everybody's okay, Simon.
Yes. And coach, for people that might be wondering, where are you right now? Which club, which team are you working with right now? And how is life for you in Brazil?
Oh, Simon, you know, this year I was in 1999, 2019, sorry.
Mhm.
I was in Botafogo, you know, and I spent all year there, and then the pandemic period came, and I spent a year at home doing my stuffs there. You know, football was off, and but now I got an invitation to be in International. International is a club in the south of Brazil, world champion. It's a club where Alisson came from, you know. So it's a very big, one of the biggest team in Brazil, and I am work as a technical director in the youth program here. You know, spend my time helping the coach to with methodology of train. So 2 weeks ago we celebrate the Brazilian championship with our under 20 team. So it's it's only 4 months working in the club, but we have this achievement right now. Was a wonderful one. We are going for Super Cup in 2 weeks. This that will give the give a spot to be in the Libertadores, in the youth, in the under 20 competition. You know, so I'm pretty satisfied with my team and with the coach that I'm working together. I am responsible for 12 coaches with different age teams, and it's a big challenge because we are trying to change the mentality, so the methodology of training sessions and training and game philosophy, you know, because it's not so easy in a country like Brazil that everyone is a coach themselves, you know. So but I'm pretty happy with that position right now.
Congratulations, coach. Congratulations. It's a big club as you said, and it's definitely a team that is growing. So, long may that continue and all the best with your time at this club. So, coach, do you miss Jamaica? It's been a long time. Can you imagine 8 years ago you were with the national team? Time flies.
Yes, flies so fast, man. And of course, Jamaica, you know, is my second home. Jamaica is a country that um, I learn respect the people. I learn respect the mentality, respect the football, especially the football in the country. And of course, I miss Jamaica. Of course, I still have friends like you know, many other friends in Jamaica, and I miss the time that I spend there. And you know, one day maybe for visit or something like that, you know.
Yeah. And you in the past you worked with Tapa, as a coach, and when Tapa was a player, what was it like working with him, together when he was a player and also as a coach with Jamaica?
To work with Tapa as a player was really easy, because he was a genius and a guy with a talent that we appreciate as a Brazilian. He was a skill player, and inside of the group that we don't have a professional mentality, especially in the first stage in Jamaica, in the group that qualified to the World Cup. Tapa was really in a different way, in a different mentality to approach to the game. I believe that he became a coach and he was very successful with the Jamaica team because he was, as a player, with a professional mentality that we look for. So Tapa never was unavailable for train, for practice. Tapa always um, had his practice as a player, very committed, very professional. Even if we were not professional in this time, the players were not professional this time, but he act really professionalism with professionalism in that environment. So it was really easy to work with him as a player, and of course as a coach as well, because we establish a very straight relationship, and that relationship um, gave the type of commitment and the type of confidence that we have to work together. So I was really free to work with him. Everything that I had in mind, we could put in the table, we could discuss, and always he was um, able to listen and to accept the recommendations. So Tapa was, in our time together, was easy to work as a person and as a professional as well.
And coach, you had some good results together. Remember beating the US for the first time ever, the stadium
Yeah,
full and everything. So there were some good moments with you two
yeah.
working together.
Two goals scored by Austin was amazing that time, and I believe if I record exactly, was the first point that we got in Azteca Stadium, drawing with Mexico in Mexico. So was really really good times, good results. You know, Unfortunately, we could not. Things happen in the middle of the thing after we draw against Mexico. Uh, Little things destroy the chemistry and combination for the game against Panama, and then we got balance, especially inside of the group, and but I believe that group could be qualifying the team for the second time. But football is history, and then we have to move on anyway.
Hmm. Yes, coach. Remember the Panama game? Nosworthy got an injury, tore his ACL, and everything. But we had some good players: Joby, Mariapa, Nosworthy,
Yeah,
decent players.
yeah. And JFF had a discussion in that time with bonus and thing that, especially in a time that was not appropriate for that, and then suddenly, you know, this is a professional life. It's not. I'm not saying that the players didn't play well or didn't play committed because that, but it's things that could not, it was not necessarily in the period of time, in the exact time to be discussed, and then break a little bit the concentration anyway. But I believe that even if we didn't have this injury and all this situation, we could have a better result, especially to start that phase of the competition.
And coach, maybe you're aware by now, Coach Theodore is pushed aside now. He's no longer coach of the Reggae Boys. You know how hard it is to coach. It's a difficult business. You have to win, or that's it. So, but I'm sure you're disappointed for your friend that he wasn't able to continue in his position because of the relationship you had together.
This is coach life, Simon. I remember one time back in 2016, we were in Botafogo. I was with Coach Simões in Botafogo, and we were the leader in the competition in the second division in Brazil. Botafogo was relegated in that time. We had a wonderful team, and we played parallel of this competition. We played Brazilian Cup, so a Copa do Brasil, and sure was not the most important competition for us in that time, but anyway, we lost for a team in first division, and we were dropped out in the quarter final. And even as a leader in the main competition for the club in the time, we were dropped out. So without any any concern from the club. But anyway, it's a coach life. I know Theodore now with all the experience that he has, and he has all the conditions to be hired for another national team, especially in the Caribbean region, and he has a lot to aggregate. So he had his part in his period of time with Jamaica, and I know with the result that he has is just a short goodbye, because he has opportunity in further in the road to be back in the national team again.
Interesting. And coach, as you said, you know him very long time. Another person you know for a long time, Paul Hall, when he was a player with Jamaica, now coach. He has a lot of experience in England. Your thoughts about Paul Hall when you worked with him when he was a player with Jamaica?
Yeah, as a player, he brought a lot of professionalism to the team. He is a nice person. I just cannot say nothing about his coach life, because I never saw he working, or I don't know any another coach experience that he has had before the national team. So I believe that he was engaged in a youth program in England or something like that. I don't know if it's a appropriate time, but so I believe that he has to build his career as a coach, and then you know so as a player, he knew about a lot. You know, he knew how to play the game. He had a lot of knowledge. He brought a lot of knowledge to the team when he was with us. You know, and I believe that he can put that experience for the youngers in Jamaica, and I really hope that he has a successful time in the national program.
Coach, do you get an opportunity to watch Jamaica games on TV or online? Do you track the games, the results of Jamaica's matches now that you're in Brazil?
Actually, Simon, in Brazil, as I am engaged with that program in international now, as I told you, I am responsible for 12 teams, so our coaches, physical trainers, and I have followed the results. We are with our professional team as well. Actually, it's not only to be responsible for the methodology of train, but especially the transition between the players from the especially youth under 20 teams to the professional team. So I established that connection, that relationship between the youth program and professional team as well. So it's a lot of work, it's a lot of job. I have to follow my teams and sometimes has to follow the professional team as well, because some of the players, they are called to be playing by the professional team, or be in the bench, or be training there. So sometimes, most of the times, I am with the teams here, and sometimes connect with the professional as well. I didn't have any time, to be frankly with you. I didn't have any time to see any other games out of the teams that I have here now, because when you jump in a program like this, with more than 250 youth players in that program. To know them, it's something that you have to jump deeply inside and be focused. So I have been following all the leagues here that we are engaged, and also the professional league. I didn't have no time to see any of the games from Jamaica, but I would love, but I have been following the results. Unfortunately, I didn't know about Theodore Whitmore leaving the program, and I got to know about that from you now. And this is, I I, I learned one day that when you are, this was something that Captain Burrell said, that when you go to the doctor and the doctor give you a prescription, I believe that the prescription should be until the end of the treatment to see the result of it. So I am not, positive with that situation, to reject quotes, to drop quotes out. But as I said to you, this is football, and they have to live the life.
Yeah, and you spoke about as well Captain Burrell. What was the relationship you had with him? Because he was there from the start, and as you know, passed away 4 years ago. Very, very sad.
Yeah, Captain was not only our president, especially for us, for myself and Rene, that we went to Jamaica very early in the days. And Captain was like more like a friend to us. Sometimes, like a brother to Rene, like a father to me, because of course I pretty young those guys. Simon, you know that.
Yes.
And but Captain was somebody ahead of his time, with a mentality for football. So I don't know if Jamaica could have the achievements that Jamaica had if Captain was not so aggressive in his attitude as a president. you know Sometimes, of course, people disagree with him, but nobody can can disgrace, or do say anything different from the achievements that he had as a president of the Jamaica Football Federation.
Yes, I understand what you mean, Coach. It's really, really sad. But
Yeah.
your role now with
Actually,
international.
Simon, let me send a regard. I believe, as he loves football, Romario, his friend, I know he listened to you. I would like to send my regards to Romario. Romario, I knew him, as a little boy, and then, can imagine how big he is today, and I hope he has been followed the steps of his father.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Romario, I'll be in touch with him for sure. C- And coach, the club Internacional, do you think Jamaican players should look to Brazil for playing opportunities? Because it's very hard to get players in England now. Europe, should we look to Brazil for playing opportunities for clubs?
Simon, actually, I have been talking with the guys here, because we have like 4 or 5 Colombian players, Argentinian players here in the program, because we are very close to those countries here, especially Uruguay and Argentina. And it's not easy to find talents around the world. Brazil, it's plenty of talent, but with the violence in the streets and every or the growing of the cities, it's not so easy to find talents anymore because we don't have uh, kids playing football as we had here before. They are sharing the attention with video games. They are sharing attentions with cell phones and technology. They are share the attention with other sports as well. So it's not easy anymore. So we have to be very precise, and I have to be saying to them two things. First, that we have to try to open our market and look for another places that we can find those talents. And with my knowledge about Jamaica and Caribbean, um, I am really talking to the guys here, to the president, to see how can be possible a connection to have a scout, or even myself traveling from one of those countries, especially Jamaica, that I'm have a great connection and find opportunities, find talents there that I know that they are there, you know. And other thing that it's a big challenge for me here in Brazil today, especially in international, is to um, get back the Brazilian mentality, especially in the methodology of formation that we have here in Brazil today. I will explain to you what I am saying. Brazil is still the country that export most of the talent players around the world. Still, there is no doubt with that. If you see the number of players playing in Portugal, play in Spain, play in
France. Yeah.
England,
Yeah.
play there around the world. And after Brazil lost to German 7-1, we start as a coach, and we start to think football different in Brazil, and we start to go to the Brazilian Football Academy and start to upgrade ourselves, start trying to change our mentality because we put all the problems in this that all all the concerns that we have in the 7-1 result. We put everything in in the responsibility of the coach in Brazil because the coach didn't update themselves. They don't want to know about tactical approach. They don't want to know about coaching approaches in a different way. We believe that we know everything, and then we start to run behind information. We start to go for those plays. In my point of view, um, right now in international, we are looking for talent players. We are looking for players that has 1v1, players that dribbling, that goal, that attacking, that know to do what Ronaldo did, what Ronaldinho did, what um, Neymar does.
Can do.
So
Yeah.
we are everyone look for those kind of players, but we in Brazil we start to work so straight with our players, putting them in a track that, in my point of view, we are blocking the creativeness in the game of our players. We still have the players that dribble, that can destroy one defensive system, but we are, in my point of view, we are uh, so so concerned with the tactical system in the game, with the tactical approach, that we are losing a little bit that geniality that we have in Brazil, that way to leave our players to play as they play in the street, you
Yeah.
know
Yeah. Freedom.
because with freedom, Simon, we don't have too much um, football on the street today. You know, Violence, it's growing a lot around the world, not only in Brazil.
Hmm.
And as a father, as a daddy, for example, I will be concerned to leave my kid to get a bike, ride a bike and go to stop in a corner in the street and play football in there if I don't know how he's doing over there without any control, And this is what happened here in Brazil before. We play football around the world. I used to come from the school and drop my bag as a kid and go to the street and play football you know,
Yeah.
from 1 o'clock in the evening to 7, 8 o'clock in the night.
Wow.
So we used to do that. We don't do that anymore. It's impossible. We don't have this kind of approach. So the time of practice in Brazil and around the world, we are reducing this time of practice. Our practice has to be more assertive. Has to be more correct with the way that we approach. And what I did, the first thing that I did in International, I established that every week we have what we call street football. Is one day that the kids they come, they play bare feet, they play without rules, they do, they adjust themselves by, the coach they are there, of course it's a club, they are uniform and everything, but it's one day to allow them to be creative, allow them to be leader in the session that they are doing. Because Simon, I remember when I used to play in the street, we used to go there. There is 10, 12 guys. They say, hey, myself, Simon, and someone, we play together against, they make a regulation by themselves. They make the rules by themselves. They develop leadership inside of this environment, you know. So what happened now? We are having players that has um, no initiative to be a leader in the group or to be a leader in the teams that they are playing. They are just there sitting receiving information and try to put in the information back in the game as as they learn. So what I'm trying to do with this situation, with that methodology, is to put the players back to play, to be leader in their team, to be to trying to adjust the same way we use to produce our talents here as Zico, as Pelé, as Falcão. Falcão also Falcão came from Internacional before
Mhm.
goes to Roma, you know.
Garrincha. Yeah.
Uh, so anyway, we are trying to look for talent, and talent is not easy to find anymore. Is not as before, and we have to try to give them the opportunity to improve themselves in that direction. So if we were doing that, and until today we still the country that export more players around the world, why this is my question, why we are going to train in a different way, or why we are not respecting the way that we build our players that Europe come here to get their back, to play in Europe, and we are trying to produce players that Europe has a lot, you know, putting them in a format, putting them just with tactical approach, and is not this is don't works well in my mind, and I believe that the club here start to understand that, and the philosophy always is respect the the challenge, or also the name of the team. So the team is so big in Brazil and in South America, in the world as well, as a world champion, you know. So we have to respect that, but we also have to respect the culture of our country, and this is what we are trying to do here in International.
Yeah, coach, you spoke about the crime in Brazil, but the virus as well, has that stopped football in the country in terms of on the streets, at the beach, Copacabana, everywhere? The virus has had its impact as well.
Yes, have a big impact here, so we have like a year and a half without the social football that we say, the recreational football. So everything was, the clubs, they were closed. Sometimes, especially in Rio de Janeiro, the beaches were closed, and around Brazil, the beaches were closed. So people could not access the beach because of the virus, the pandemic. So everything had an impact, especially in the development of players. So International closed the door, send all the kids back home about 9 months. So imagine a player with 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, the impact that has when they were sent back home and could not be receiving, this type of, or the hours of practice that they should be assessing, you know. So was amazing. I was not working, Simon, and I was talking with the coach here that I could not imagine how was challenge to them to be in an environment as we are now and give practice to the players when they were home, so they had a video conference. The physical trainers, they send a program to the players, they put them in a camera and then try to adjust the movements. And so the coach, they build like a lectures to the players to talk with them about tactical conception. But you know they are footballers, man. They are footballers. They are not students to be sitting in a room and make an appointment. They are footballers, genius guys that get in a ball without study mathematics, without study physics, and put a ball in a guy chest 13, 15 meters far away from him, without study any kind of science, you know because they learn it to the processual thing. They learn it to the process, not from the books. So this is was a tremendous impact that the pandemic brought to the development of players.
Yeah, it's been very tough. But coach, if you do need a player from Jamaica or want to give a couple players on trials, let me know and I can give you some names and let's see what can happen because Jamaicans, they you know the talent already. They can shine anywhere in the world. Anywhere.
Let us keep in touch, Simon, because we are finishing our season now. In 2 weeks, as I said to you, we are going to play the Super Cup here in Brazil, fighting for the spot to be in Libertadores. That will be a great achievement to International, and I believe that is the third or the second U20 Libertadores.
Mm,
So it's something that could be very important to will be very important to International, you know.
yeah.
But we get in a vacation, and we going to be returned for the next season in February, you know, and then for sure, man, for sure, I believe that we have a lot of talent in Jamaica, and we could build an opportunity for the guys to be here in Brazil. I know the language will be challenged, but you know, football language is an international language around the world. They will find themselves in that.
Yes, very true. And coach, as you know, any advice you have or encouragement for Paul Hall, who will take over as Reggae Boys coach? Any advice, words of encouragement for him as he takes over his job?
I wish all the best to him. And we didn't. We spoke sometimes when he was in England. I spoke by social media with him. So Paul Hall it's a tremendous person, and I really hope that he really focusing in his career. It's not easy to be the Jamaica coach. Uh, the challenge is a tremendous one. It's for us was a big challenge, but the challenge is still big because it's a different approach now. The players they are all of them professional players. So Paul Hall lived that life very intense. So he knows what comes in the player's mind. So I wish all the best to him.
Coach, muito obrigado. Muito obrigado. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Obrigado. Will now I'm going to follow the last round of Brazilian Championship, the professional championship. Uh, International is my team is playing now, uh, just to try to be in the top eight, you know, because the season was not so regular. But as we are very rival with Grêmio here, both of them they are from Porto Alegre, and Grêmio is fighting for relegation, so everybody's sharing to the opposite team now. So you know how
Yeah.
this works.
Yes, I
Okay,
understand. Coach, we
Simon.
will talk. We'll talk. Take care.
All the best to you, man. Take care,
Thank
man.
you.
Bye
Okay,
bye.
then. Bye bye. Okay, ciao. Alfredo Montesso, former assistant coach of the Reggae Boys. When I was saying to him, muito obrigado, that's Portuguese for thank you very much. And at the start of the show, when I said todo bem, basically meaning all is well, as as you all know, English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Hindi, and Arabic. Those are my six. And as they say, the six is real. And you know what they say if you don't say six. Well, yeah. Yeah. And Omar Shaw in the comments, the boa shorte is good evening, good night, basically, that he just said a while ago. But everyone, do let me know any questions that you have in the comments. I will recap what I did say at the start of the show and also what Coach has said so far. He wishes Paul Hall all the best. He personally thinks that Theodore Whitmore should have received more time and, should have seen out the campaign. And he believes that this is not the end of the road for Tapo because he thinks that another Caribbean team he could get an opportunity for. I feel similarly that he could get another Caribbean team, but do they have the same sort of budget, resources to be able to have him as head coach? Because Tapa was on some fairly decent wages as head coach of the Reggae Boys. Outside of Trinidad and Tobago, possibly the British overseas dependencies like Bermuda, I don't see many being able to attract the same sorts of wages. Honestly, I really don't see many being able to carry that on. Cass one GM a laugh. Why is he a laugh? I'm just making a joke. I can't make a joke. Jeez, people take things so seriously. Topacan coach Cayman or the Bahamas. Yeah, man, he'd be paid well there. I can tell you that for sure. He'd be paid very, very well. So all the best to him if those opportunities present himself. Mount Pleasant Academy. So I don't think that he's going to stop earning money. He could be a CONCACAF ambassador as well. Me no say I laugh at that part. Me no say I laugh at that part. But it's alright. Yeah, it's good to make jokes from time to time. But yeah, those are the six that I speak. Those are the six that I speak. In Hindi, you say stuff like "Teli magi joguru make kore." Arabic, you say Marhaban, ismi Simon, siriltu bilikaika. That's Arabic. French, Spanish, that are the easy stuff. So, yeah. Will the assistant coach be now? Who? Oh, that is still to be decided. The Jamaica Football Federation is going to speak on that matter. So we'll have to wait and see. Simon, did you speak to Paul Hall about coming on? His agent says that he's not doing any interviews right now. I don't speak Yiddish or Hebrew. No, I don't. So Simon, let's hear your personal opinion on the coach. Okay, I'm going to get to it, guys. I'm going to go to that right now. All right. I'm going to get to that right now after this personal opinion on the coach. What's your prediction now for the next camp? Can Jamaica still get fourth? Yes, Jamaica can still get fourth. Let me go back to the question that you guys were saying. Okay. This decision was inevitable. I did say with you guys throughout the course of the last 3 weeks that Paul Hall would take over. And I said on this channel 3 weeks ago, remember the video that I did, the new head coach is? 3 weeks ago to this very day, I, Simon Preston, said the new head coach is ... and I did say Paul Hall. And the video that I did about Ricky Hill, I never said Ricky Hill would be the next Reggae Boyz head coach. I gave an insight as to who Ricky Hill is. And I also said in the video that Ricky Hill was never contacted or even offered a contract by the Jamaica Football Federation. And as you all know, the first on YouTube to break the news that Theodore Tapper Whitmore was relieved of his duties was Reggae Boyz commentary. So if that's not credibility, then I'm sorry. You're wrong. I can't force you to be right. I really can't. I do excuse my arrogance. I really, really do. That was never my intention. But it's funny that persons still have this doubt in their mind. I am not going to come on this channel and speak rubbish or foolishness. If a player is being attracted or attracting the interest of a club, it's my job, in my opinion, to report that. Whether he eventually signs for that club or not, I look at it as my responsibility to say that Newcastle United has watched Shamar Nicholson play. Whether that eventually happens or not is a different conversation. But we need to be aware of the clubs, of the teams that are watching our players, so that we can know that there is interest and our players are quality and our players are in demand. So for me, that's a priority, and I'm never going to change that. I'm never going to change that. As long as I'm alive, that will never change. Adam McGregor says, or Anguilla. Yeah, I can go Anguilla, yes. Anguilla. Not Montserrat, because Montserrat looks like them have a stale program right now. Yes, so there is a possibility. There is a possibility that Theodore Whitmore could be moved to another part of the program. As you remember, he took the under-20 coaching job for the 2015 edition of the CONCACAF Under-20 Championship, which was hosted in Jamaica. And as you know, we had a very, very poor performance. We drew with Trinidad, we drew with Aruba. That same squad, you had the likes of Nicholas Nelson, Junior Flemings, Shamar Nicholson, Roger Smith, I believe, Don J. Smith, Michael Seaton, and we couldn't win a single game. But it's a possibility that he could be moved to another part of the program. Are we going to have any friendly matches? I doubt it. I really, really doubt it, honestly. Ignite Store says, yeah, that's his level, I think, for sure. Any questions you guys have about Reggae Girls, do let me know as well. If we can get fourth, we can get 3 Mexico and 3 Panama is the same. Do we have to win out to get fourth and hope that Panama will lose? So Panama 7 points ahead of us. If we can beat Panama, we're basically doing our job, because Panama has Mexico to play away and Costa Rica to play away. So I expect some drop points there. So It's about us doing our business at the end of the day. Yeah, boy, Simon first, Cataract second. I don't know what you're asking, but okay. Thank you, coach. I've appreciated. Anguilla is unlikely to just hide Trinidad and Tobago Stern John. Yeah, that's possible. It's maybe not right now, but after the Nations League or before the Nations League, we'll see. Will Demarai Gray get a shot? If he gets a Jamaican passport, yes. So to answer this question from my friend from Somalia, honestly, to the camp, outside of Kevin Stewart and Jordan Cousins, I don't expect anyone new. You might see a recall of injured players or players that weren't parts of the last camp, like Ethan Pinnock and Daniel Johnson. But new players, I personally don't expect it unless Demarai Gray can find his father's birth certificate. Will Paul Hall bring any new players, contact anybody? I don't think many, to be honest with you. Tapa should just leave Jamaica football all entirely, no demotion. What is Paul Hall's style of play? It's very physical. It's very, 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 very physical. Simon, has there been any update on allowing more fans to the game? That will be crucial going to the final few games. So the recommendation by the JFF is 17,500 spectators. But the government of Jamaica is saying, let's see how 10,000 fans work. So let's see. I'm not sure if you're aware, Mr. Galaxy, but Vin Blaine has been appointed as the head coach of the Reggae Girls. Vin Blaine will take charge of the team for the World Cup qualifiers in February. So he'll be in charge of the games against Grenada, Bermuda, the Dominican Republic, yeah, and the Cayman Islands. So yeah, Alan Origani has not been contacted. What grade you give Tapa and JFF and why? That's a very, very good question. And everybody, give me your thoughts in the comments and below as well about your thoughts as well. What grade do I give Tapa for the World Cup qualifying campaign or for his second stint since 2016? If you're talking about the World Cup qualifying campaign, 5 out of 10. If you're talking about his stint from 2016 onwards, 5.5, 6 out of 10. The JFF, under this administration you're talking, 6. Simon, I want a prediction for the African Cup of Nations next year. Who's your money on? Nigeria. Will we be seeing possession or attacking style under Paul Hall? I wouldn't say possession, but definitely attacking. Can they sell 10,000 tickets? Yeah, of course we can. Especially with more people vaccinating. Yeah. What for the Reggae Boyz? Simon, you mentioned earlier that some of the players aren't happy with the coach change. Mind to elaborate? Meaning that they personally believe that in their mind, they think that Coach Whitmore should be given these last 6 games. Those are what the senior players feel. They're saying that changing a coach at this stage of the campaign can hamper the chemistry and cohesion, which is why they didn't want a change. I think this is fair. If you were to give a letter grade, I would give him a C for the World Cup qualifying campaign and like a B- for the 2016 stint onwards. Formula Sports, big up. Best up, Simon. What would you say are the similarities between Tapa and Paul Whitmore's style of play, if any? Similarities? Direct football. In terms of a similarity. Paul Hall is willing to go through at the back if necessary. So those you could say are similarities. I saw IG video where Lauren Silva wants to return to playing on a team. Do you think we'll give her a call up? She needs to find a club first, to be honest with you. The senior players can go with Tapa too. It's not going to happen, my friend. Simon, how did you become a Man United fan? So, for everybody that knows, I was born here in Jamaica. And I was born to... I'm a third generation Jamaican, which means I was born to grandparents who came from different countries. So my father's side of the family is from Manchester, England, and they're from the Salford vicinity. So Manchester United is the club of my heritage, my roots, and since 1997, the first time that I remember watching football, I've been huge fans of them. So I've enjoyed it since then. Of course, as you know, Jamaica is the country of my birth, so Manchester United and Jamaica are always with me in my heart. What are the names of the players? Well, you all have seen from on Twitter who has spoken out in defense. Paul Hall's preferred formation. Well, I think it's difficult for you to say that because he does this at QPR mean that he's going to do this with Jamaica. But for him personally, he likes to have a midfield that is comfortable on the ball. So it wouldn't surprise me to see that double pivot in front of the back four or back three. It wouldn't surprise me if he continues along those lines because he wants to have that solidity, fluency, protecting the back. Paul Hall should pick when players he wants. Yeah. Which CONCACAF team can go the furthest in Qatar? That is simple. The answer is Mexico. Mexico, for me, should be at the quarterfinals of every single World Cup that they play in. Every single World Cup that they play in, Mexico should be there. This missing out at the round of 16, for me, it's just unfortunate, honestly, that they keep on doing this. But for me, if you had no European continent and you had no South America, Mexico would win the World Cup every 4 years. What would you say was Tapa's strengths and weaknesses, and how did it fail us? What could he have done better? His strengths, a good motivator. I can tell you because in the dressing room, I know what he brings. The weaknesses, you can go all night. So, yeah. Honestly, Brazil over USL, hands down. But you have to be prepared to be disciplined, to learn the language, and know that it's no walk in the park. You're going to have to work for your game. Was Paul Hall involved with team selection before? Not to a great extent. Simon, think Paul Hall is the right one for the job moving forward. I'm cool with him getting the last 6 games of the campaign, but you all know who are my thoughts in terms of long-term for Jamaica. Honestly, I only saw one game with QPR under 23 team and thought I was watching Jamaica national team. I don't want to say anything publicly because it was one game. It was one game, and honestly, he has that sort of fluidity to how he plays. So there's times that he will go back three. There are times that he will go in another direction. But I can tell you, since coming into Jamaica, he has been working a lot with Devon Speedy Williams. So he might still be a linchpin in the team, Devon Speedy Williams. He's like, the program just need new ideas. He's been around the head coach. I was in 2007. That's way too long. Yeah, in and out. Of course, yes, he likes the teams to press. That's been massive. Yeah, Mikel Antonio bullying Barcelona. That would be fantastic. Or Kemar Roof bullying Barcelona. But to answer your question, guys, who do I want? Simon Preston. Look, I rate Paul Hall, and I wish him all the best for these 6 games. But if you were to ask me regarding the next campaign in 2026, look, my dream is to have Darren Moore as head coach, Joby McAnuff as assistant, and Adrian Mariappa as defensive coach. That's my dream. Darren Moore is known for the 4-2-3-1, but don't think of it as a man that is going to park the bus. Think of it as, again, defensive solidity. If we don't concede, we can't lose. It's as simple as that. So for me, Darren Moore would get the job. I would. So, yeah. Tapa never ever used a start as Grant Speed and Rebel in any game. And that's what we need. That's the midfield three that we need when we're going a 4-3-3. That's the midfield three that we need. Maybe a 4-2-3-1. Yeah, 4-3-3, yeah. Add Marlon King or Fuller striker coach, and that would be perfect. Yeah, I think Marlon is not interested in the coaching aspect at this point in time. I think that his focus is on his business in Zambia. Fuller would be good though. But if Paul Hall is a striker coach, that would be brilliant for me because I do think that there's a role for Paul Hall to play moving forward. Whether we qualify for the World Cup or not, I do think that there's a role for Paul Hall. I have to agree with you. And I've spoken with Darren. He has not been contacted by the JFF, but he says that it would be something that he would be open to. And he's under contract on the Sheffield Wednesday, so it's not something that he come out publicly and speak about. But yeah, that's what we have to know. Were the players with Tapa? Did he lose the changing room? You had frustration in the dressing room, I must say, especially the United States game at home. Bizarre decisions, as you know, were made where you had Lamar Walker starting the game, Anthony Grant starting on the bench, Ravel starting on the bench. Why didn't these guys start? And of course, there was some frustration. And sometimes you wonder, did he handle the dressing room, especially with what happened over in El Salvador? Shamar Nicholson, I wouldn't say demanding to start, but the starting 11 for the El Salvador game had a few topsy-turvy changes. So I wouldn't say many changes, but there'll be a couple. Can the Glazers buy the JFF? I don't think that's not how it works, my friend. It doesn't work that way in international football. The Glazers can invest in the JFF, but I don't think that they have any interest to do so. They'll say Jamaica is a small market and they're not gonna aim anything. If they're gonna aim a profit, it's gonna be marginal. So they're not thinking about that in that sort of direction. So if Jamaica goes external, are there any coaches you'd be interested in? Like I said, Darren Moore. If Darren Moore is not available and he continues on this journey that I expect him to do, then for me, Joby McAnuff and Adrian Mariappa. If you wanted me to select somebody that had no ties to Jamaica at all, which is what I'm trying to go against, because let me tell you guys, it's no secret and it's no surprise that every 4 years, every team that wins the World Cup every 4 years is coached by someone that was born in that country or used to play for that country. I can tell you this as a fact. Every head coach that has won the World Cup every 4 years was born in that country. Born in that country. From Vittorio Pozzo in the 1930s to Didier Deschamps 3 years ago. All born in the country that they were coaching. And although Darren Moore, Joby McAnuff, Adrian Mariappa were not born in Jamaica, they played for us. They have the country at heart. And I do think that they can have an impact. I'm not saying that they're going to win the World Cup for Jamaica. No, that's not even in my expectations list for the next 2 decades. But what I am saying is getting to a World Cup quarterfinal is not something that we should brush aside. Can we ask Paul Hall to bring in one of those 3 right backs? We could, you know. We could do that. We could do that, yeah. That's something that can be considered. Travis Pessoa. Damari Gray, Ben Godfrey, Mason Holgate should take the mind off England, come play for Jamaica in the January window. Well, they should know that opportunities to play for England are going to be slim, so they should know themselves. Any update on Max Aarons, Reese Oxford, or Raheem Harper? None of them have been contacted. Neville Oxford is supposed to give me a contact for Reese, so we shall see. It's even Reese's father, but we'll see. Wonderful to the likes of Walks, Duncan, Desert in the squad. Honestly, I don't think so. McGee seems to be forgotten. Don't worry. You'll see McGee in national colours in the future. Don't worry about that. That will happen quite soon. Nothing for you guys to be concerned or worried about. Nothing happens before its time, and everything falls into place in time. Edgar Davids. Oh, Fred from Manchester United. I'm thinking about players that, were not born in Jamaica, don't have Jamaican heritage, but are like dating a Jamaican. Because as you know, if you marry a Jamaican, then you're eligible for a Jamaican passport. So that's another way that could qualify us. I'm thinking if there's anybody that I know that could marry a Jamaican woman and get a Jamaican passport. Because Fabrice Muamba married a Jamaican, right? Fabrice Muamba, Bolton Wanderers, holding midfielder. So yeah, Fabrice could have played for Jamaica because he is married a Jamaican woman. So yeah. Jamie Lawrence over in Munich spoke with him a few times. He has a small interest. Private message me, my friend. Good question, my friend. Hope Paul sees Wes Harding and Javane Brown as our right back options because Fisher and Powell isn't. He likes Javane Brown. I can tell you that. Honestly, for me, as much as I rate Justin and had the privilege to play with him, Justin, for me, is not ready for a senior national call-up. He would make a good addition to the under-23s, but I don't think he's ready yet for the senior team. I still think there's aspects of his game that needs developing, especially the decision-making in the final third. Personally, I don't think he's ready just yet for a senior call-up, but I do think that if he gets another 2 seasons in Major League Soccer, then his time will come. So he has a future if he can work on the elements that I made mention about. Just make Greenwood link up Kadish. Waterford. You want him to get in trouble just like he did over in Iceland? Jay, you're something else, Abdi is asking about any news on Junior Flemings. Nothing as yet. Nothing as yet. Then take Reggae Boyz commentary live for Puppy Show now. I talk about Waterford combo. Let me tell you all something, guys. All right. Use your $5,000, go to the supermarket and get food supplies. Prices are going to go up. Spend your money wisely. Save the $5,000 so that in the new year, you can go and watch the Reggae Boyz play. Go at home, Costa Rica at home. Yeah, it was a bright start, I must say. The first couple of games, I think he ended the season with like 7 league appearances, I think. He had a couple of injuries, to be honest with you. But personally, I still feel that his decision making is an area to be worked on. But there's a future. if he uses this off season wisely. Are you optimistic with the coaching staff, Simon, or is it too late? If we can win 4 games of the last 6 games, win 4, draw 2, then 4th place is definitely realistic. If you win 5 of the last 6, 3rd is still possible. Simon, we're not checking Ruben Loftus-Cheek, see if him have Jamaican family. No, it's Guyanese. He has Guyanese heritage, not Jamaican. Cole Palmer is not Jamaican. He's Kittian. And Stephen Duke McKenna is Guyanese as well. Who else? Quite a lot. So yeah, guys, Paul Hall is at the wheel. Tell me, how good does it feel? We've got Bailey, Antonio, and Ravel. Adrian Maria, he's a boss. When is Jamaica's under-17 competition getting started? My friend, once I get the details, I'll let you know. Simon, what about Damari Gray? He doesn't have a Jamaican passport, my friend. Cole Palmer is eligible to represent St. Kitts because that is the country where his father was born in. So Cole Palmer can play for St. Kitts because his father was born in that country. Walker Peters would be a good addition if he's willing to come and play for Jamaica. Yeah, he would be. Do you think Townsend will be coming to Jamaica? Andros Townsend. Forget about him. Why hasn't Turga been part of recent national teams? Good question, my friend. Callum Wilson has played in a competitive game for England, so no, we can't get Callum Wilson. We can get Ben Godfrey. We can't get Callum Wilson. So that is the situation. Reggae Boyz fans, how are you all feeling? Is it one of disappointment? Is it one of excitement? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. My good friend, Matthew McAnuff Jones. Isaac Hayden is still holding on for an England cap. He still believes that he can get into the squad with the likes of Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips ahead of him. So we wish him all the best. Honestly, what do you think it would take to convince the players to make the switch without hesitation? Meeting the players face to face. It's very simple, and Cataract spoke about it as well. You have a Jamaican High Commission in London. You can get the contacts for these people. You can get them a case of Red Stripe, a dozen patty, give them a note, make them know that they're loved by the country of their heritage, and we want to have them on board. Omar Richards is really good. Still no contact, yeah. Still no contact, my friend. Still no contact as yet. Yeah. But yeah, Townsend, I remember his goal against Montenegro in the World Cup qualifiers in 2013. Yeah. Yes, if your parent is born in another country, yes, you're eligible to represent the country of your parents' birth. Yes. But his father is originally from St. Kitts. So, yeah. Any chance Dwayne Atkinson gets a call up? In January? No. For the Nations League? Yes. But not for the World Cup qualifiers, honestly. Blessings, says Loud Music Entertainment. Yeah. Yeah, so Cole Palmer can still represent St. Kitts. Emile Smith-Rowe is now cap tied to England, so he can't represent Jamaica again. So that's the latest as it stands for those situations. I'm trying to think who else in terms of English players that could be in the mix. McAnuff says, do you think Paul Hall's style of play significantly differs? Significantly? No. But it will be a high pressing, high energy style. Simon, do you think Jamaica does a friendly camp in January? I doubt it will happen, but it's something that we do need. How Ben Johnson, Kyle Walker, Peters, James Justin will fit in ready for January? I hope so too. I really, really hope so. Do you think Sterling will ever play for Jamaica? Let's move on from that comment. Is Ivan Toney still waiting for England? He is, my friend. Read, thank you very much, Simon. I haven't been easy, sir. Appreciated. What's the latest with Dejon Brown? I like him as a player. Don't think you'll ever see him play for Jamaica again, my friend, to be honest with you. I think the last time I saw him play, Dejon was over in India, you know. One of the first Jamaicans to play in the Indian Super League. So that's the last time that I saw him playing. And it was earlier this year that he joined Northeast United FC over in India. 6 goals, 12, 13 appearances. So, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but Callum Wilson is over the age of 21. So Callum Wilson is over the age of 21. So there's an additional criteria to it. Do you think an English-based coach like Joby or Darren Moore will help us getting English players? Absolutely, because men like Darren Moore and Joby are regarded as are highly respected in England, especially amongst the Caribbean community, because not only are these players that have captained the teams in the Premier League, but these are individuals that have represented Jamaica, played international football, and have done well coaching-wise. And perhaps I'll speak about this in another video, but Darren Moore is highly respected and he received Joby McAnuff, one of the youngest coaches to coach in the Football League as well, 39. It's a lot of respect. A lot of respect, honestly. So they can be that sort of bridge, you could say. And I really, really think that it's something that could work. So I guess we'll see how things work out where that is concerned. Where Julian Dunn is concerned, well, his real name is Julian Johnson, the 21-year-old centre-back who recently moved from Toronto FC. He's not been contacted, but he qualifies to play for Jamaica through his father, who was born in St. Mary, and his mom is from Hanover. So, but no contact has been made for Julian. But he is a good player. It looks good on their resume. More sponsorship opportunities. It's endless, my friend. It's endless. No contact made. Oh boy, what's a day? I've been up since 4 a.m., guys. It's been a long day. And I have to be up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow's even a longer day. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Really, really appreciate the support. Thank you for tuning into another video on this channel. Really, really appreciate it. Special. More videos to come on this channel, guys. Stay tuned. We do have some good things on the horizon. So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Reggae Boyz commentary. A lot of great things to come. A lot of great content to come. Stay tuned. We'll be back in the future very, very soon with more information.